How effective are open houses, and do they actually work? Well, I have the answer for you coming right up. What's up, everybody? Andrew here with the Lake Team in Houston, Texas. Welcome back to our channel. We have another great video lined up for you guys today. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you have not already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button down below. Here at the Lake Team, we give you the best real estate content to you guys each and every single week, so you can make the most educated decision when it comes time for you to buy or sell some real estate. With that being said, let's go ahead and move forward, which is today's topic, which is all about open houses and do they actually work. So open houses, this is a question that we get quite a bit. Do they work? And you know, open houses, in my opinion, they do provide some good traffic, but I wouldn't necessarily say to expect a sale from it, right? You know, it is a good way to get some local traffic from directional signs to come through. You know, maybe whoever comes through, they don't like it, but they'll tell their friends about it, you know, things of that nature. But like I said, don't expect a sale out of it. A recent study by NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors, said that only 2% of all home buyers found their home through the open houses. So that's a pretty low number, you know, all things considered. So in my opinion, they aren't really effective when it comes to selling your house. However, there are some tricks to the trade to get some people there, to gain some exposure, and there's different types of open houses that we have done in the past, and I'll talk about those in just a moment. So if you haven't received a lot of showings just yet and you're not really understanding what kind of feedback you should be getting or how you can improve the overall experience for a buyer, open houses are a good avenue to get some feedback from people. And so you can, you'll have plenty of people walking through the open house, and they can give us the feedback that we've been looking for to provide to you, the seller, to do with it what you will. But if everyone's complaining about a bedroom, then it's all red or blue or something like that, it needs to be changed. That's all negative that we hear. We need to give that information to you so you understand, like, hey, this is turning off buyers, so it may be best to go ahead and get the paint color changed to something more neutral. But that's just an example of what you can do with an open house. Not to expect a sale, but you can do it to get feedback from the overall market of what they're looking for. So once we schedule open houses, something really cool happens. All the third-party platforms, for one, will notify all of their leads that they have in their databases, right? So like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. Whenever we schedule our open house through HAR, which is our MLS, by the way, whenever we schedule houses through HAR, anybody who has been looking in that area will get an email notification that, hey, this open house has been scheduled. It's from Saturday from 12 to 4 or 12 to 3, whatever. But they'll get that notification, which is pretty cool. So it hits the consumers' inboxes and all of their saved searches, and so they'll be able to, you could generate traffic that way. Okay, so now I want to dive into the three different types, I should say, of different types of open houses. One is just your standard open house with directional signs and some standard advertising online of things of that nature. Just a standard open house that you would expect to see. That's one open house that you could do. Now, we did come up with something called a mega open house that we've used in the past for our higher end listings that just needed extra push to get some people out there. So what a mega open house is, we're going to team up with title companies, we're going to team up with lenders, we're going to team up with some some food trucks, or let's say some barbecue smokers. They'll come out there. I mean, we'll have a full-blown party, basically. We'll have people out there, giving out. We'll have free food, free raffles. We'll raffle off, Bluetooth speakers. We'll raffle off, gift cards, wine, things like that, and everyone can have a good time enjoying the house. And that's a good way to get a ton of showings, a ton of people there, ton of exposure, and also going back to feedback, we can get a lot of feedback from it. And then hopefully, if they like the house, then they make an offer, or they could tell somebody that, hey, this house was for sale, it's beautiful, you need to go look at it. Maybe they're telling their family member or one of their friends, like, hey, go look at that house, it's beautiful, you should put in an offer on it. We've done that in the past and it worked out pretty well, and we typically do it for the higher end listings that need that extra push, versus maybe the $300,000 listings where it kind of sells itself. You don't really need to do a mega open, but a mega open house is a pretty good avenue nonetheless to explore. If the listing is stale, it's still good to do for a $300,000 house. I'm not saying there's something wrong with it, but it's still good to do because you can get some really good exposure from it for sure. All right, so the third one would be a broker open. Now, a broker open is a private open house. It's not open to the public. What we do is we advertise that to all of the local real estate agents and brokers here in the area to let them know that, hey, we have an open house. It's a private open house. Come out and check it out. That way you can tell your clients about it, and you can give us your feedback on what you think about the house. Everyone has their own opinions, and it's important to gather all the information as possible and establish some trends, right? You look at the data and you establish a trend. If everyone's complaining about one thing, then that thing is probably it's more than likely a problem. It's an issue. It needs to be solved. Something needs to happen with it. But regardless, we still do the broker opens for private open houses to get that exposure with all of the brokers and their agents to let their clients know about it. And there's just something about a private open house or just a invitation only basis that makes it quite appealing to a lot of people around here in the Houston area. So I do want to leave you with this. Open houses are good to do, especially early on in the listing when it very first goes live. That is one way to do it in the open house. And if the listing becomes stale as well, meaning that's just been sitting there, not much activity has been happening, not much showings, you're not getting any feedback. An open house, like I said, when we'll go ahead and schedule that open house, it'll hit all the consumers' inboxes that are searching in that area, and they'll be notified of it. But it's a way to gain a little bit more traction if we lost some. Right? If we lost some traction, it's a way to get some traction again and build up some momentum moving forward to the ultimate goal of receiving an offer. Other than that, it's to me, they aren't very effective. It really all depends on the area. It really all depends on the situation. Obviously, COVID hit, and so that's it all depends on how comfortable people are being around people, or the homeowner may not want anybody inside their house like that anymore. So it just really all depends on a case-by-case basis. But to me, they're not super effective. Like I said, only 2% of all home buyers found their house on HAR, but it is a good way, like I said, to build up some momentum and to gain some traction if your listing becomes stale. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below, or if you have any other suggestions, please feel free to leave that suggestion in the comments, and we'll be happy to make a video over a topic that you would like us to cover. And if you have any other further questions, please feel free to visit us on our website, and from there you can reach out to us directly. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and smash that subscribe button down below. Here at the Lake Team, we produce the best real estate content to give to you guys each and every single week, so you can make the best educated decision when it comes time for you to buy and sell real estate here in Houston. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and log off for today, guys. I'm Andrew with the Lake Team here in Houston, Texas, and I'll see you guys next week.